All right, now we're going to try to put the carburetor back in. Pretty much everything is complete with the carburetor itself. Hopefully, it's been about 2 days since I let it kind of hang out and dry for the seals on its bottom. Just so you can kind of see where all the hoses connect again. You got this piece right here that you need a bolt on top. I actually found another bolt from another carburetor that I don't use anymore, and I just put it right on top of this one, and then this one is mounted back into this. All right, here kind of a little overview of what it looks like real quick. Don't worry about these, this is just residue. Yeah, I got the hose attached to this right here. Kind of self-explanatory, one's big, one's small, or you know what I mean by vice versa. Another hose over here. Make sure all the clamps are on. You want to do this all before it goes in, just so it has less of an issue when you're trying to put everything back together and trying to squeeze into this small little compartment here. I did kind of look into it a little more, look around the bike, and I figured that for me to get this carburetor in, to have a lot more space, I loosened all the bolts that are required, that are on this air box right here, right? So some of the things I want to make sure that you are well aware of. If you haven't removed your carburetor already, you might want to remove the rear foot stands that was connected back here. All right, comes with these Allen key bolts. We're gonna remove this. Well, it doesn't really do anything to the bike, doesn't really affect it in any way. So it's very simple. Remove these bolts, and inside that holds a plastic piece, this plastic piece right here. You see what I mean? This whole plastic piece, the fairing guard or whatever you want to call it, has another bolt this size, and a little, or I think it might have been this one. And that is located, let me back up a little bit. So once you remove this, there's another bolt right here that holds this plastic piece, and you want it to be able to kind of move. So it gives you more space to move the whole air box. It makes it a lot easier to put it back in. This step only takes like literally 5 seconds to take off. So do that this side. Same thing with the opposite side. It also has another one of these bolts on the other side. Exact same step. A little more view over here. It is attached to the exhaust pipe though. So kind of pop these off, pop the bolts off, slide it out of the way, unscrew the bolt right here, and then you got a free moving air box. Okay, and this, you can see it, it's attached to the exhaust pipe. You can slide it up and down as long as you reattach it. If you want to avoid damaging this, maybe put a piece of cloth there so it doesn't, when you're sliding it over, it doesn't like cover or it doesn't scratch it up. All right, this bike is dirty. I'm hoping to get it running very, very soon so I can get this bike out of my garage. I'm actually trying to reduce the amount of clutter so I can get it nice and clean and all the good jazz. Okay, let's see where we go. Put this over here. Let's start putting this thing in. All right, let's make sure everything's nice and loose. Both are loose, very easy. This one could probably loosen up a little more. Actually, it's already at the back end of it, so it's already backed all the way out. So we don't want to lose it. So should be sufficient enough. When it comes to these rubber gaskets right here, I like to kind of put a little bit of grease on it. Is it going to affect it in any way? Just make sure you don't put excessive amount where it sucks it right into the motor. Is it going to kill it? No, because most of the grease is all technically flammable anyways, or it'll burn off. Makes things easier to slip in. So put some grease. It's whatever grease I had laying around. I'm personally using some brake grease. It's like moisturizing that thing up. Same with the other side. I'm not putting an excessive amount or anything, just making sure it's nice and lubed up so it slides in easily. Same with the other end on the engine side. You want that good seal, because a good seal from the engine will pull the air in as the motor is running. Remove these little tissue papers. Said very small amount. Just get it all around. Just moisten it up. I've seen people use heat guns. I personally have used heat guns before just to warm up these rubber grommets things, because these are not malleable. They're very, very squishy, or they're very hard, I mean, and they're good. It's supposed to be hard just because when the heat heats up, it's gonna become a lot more flexible. It's gonna make a better seal. Eventually it'll just seal all itself. Okay, close that up. Let's see what we got. Got a whole bunch of things in there. I'm gonna slip back in the same way it came in before. It's gonna be a lot. Make sure it doesn't bust up everything on the way in. What is the best way through? Move this thing out of the way. Oh yeah. Yeah, these things just have barely any space to work with. Oh yeah. You also kind of want to make sure it's facing the correct way. Smaller end going towards the engine, bigger end going towards the airbox. Kind of also common sense when you see the overall piping. All right, slipping in slowly. Just got to get that right angle. Make sure it's not clamped up against anything. It slides all the way through. Push the airbox out of the way a little bit. Okay. Let's get the carburetor just fixed, just in there. Okay. All right, now we push it back a little bit. Like I said, the airbox is free moving, so it's a lot easier to do than before. All right. I'm gonna line everything back up, and then just really push it in. Look at that. Especially with the grease, it helps it a lot. Push, you can feel a little pop. It snaps in there perfectly. That was super freaking easy to slap in. Making sure all the hose lines are in the correct areas. We will connect all the hose lines. I want to fix up the airbox a little bit. Make sure everything is good to go as it slides back in. You want also a really good seal on the airbox, because when the person who did this before did not seal it that well, it's taking on air from wherever it wants to take, especially that least resistant area is the hole, the crack that it had. And then now I'm literally pushing it against this too, pushing the airbox back in. Make sure the seal is solid all around. Because I already know it's already nice and locked up in the front, I'm gonna tighten down the bolt so it doesn't shift too much. I don't want the whole thing to come back off again after I just got it snapped in. But you don't want to make it too tight either, in case it needs some flex to adjust overall to everything. So I'm gonna tighten the one closest to the engine. And I want to say you tighten that 100% all the way, because you don't want that to be removed. The only reason I did it before is because if either one broke free, I would have been okay with it, just because I was going to take the whole thing out anyways. adjust the bolts, also adjust these little tightening straps to where you could angle it and unscrew it the next time easily. Alright. Simple, simple, simple. Same with this. Pull this strap down. Just tighten it up a little bit, but not too tight. Just so we can have some movement. It looks like a really solid seal on the front and back. Like I said, not extremely tight. We'll tighten everything up once everything is 100% buttoned up. Good on that end. Let's make sure this side is good. Now I'm pushing the air box up against the carburetor. I'm trying to get that seal just to sit correctly. It's looking good. Fun thing about this, or not the fun thing about it, but sometimes you adjust the airbox and it just pops out the other side and you got to go back and forth. So sometimes you also want to just tighten it up as you go so it doesn't pop out. Grab a nice little flat head. Make sure it's nice and sealed around what I need it to seal around. Adjust it just right. It looks like it's fixing just fine. And I want that angle so I get the Allen key on it. Okay. We'll get that one side first attached, and then tighten it up. See, this is the right Allen key. You're using so many different Allen keys, you kind of lose track. That's what I hate about sometimes about motorcycles, that there's so many freaking different tools that you need. Okay, I'm tightening it up. I don't know what you could see actually. Okay, let me show you what I'm tightening actually. Okay. This boot right here, attach the airbox, this cable, or this little clamping strap. Tightening that up at least on one side so it doesn't break the seal as I'm moving the airbox for the other side. You can see the airbox still has a little bit of a gap between that and that. I want to make sure that is mounted up perfectly against this to have all the air actually come from the airbox and not from the outside world. And as you can see, the outside world is extremely dusty, especially for this bike. It's been sitting around for a while, so. Do the same thing on the other side. Get going like that. I'm not trying to make this video super long, just because I know all the other ones were very long. Getting nice and wrapped up there. That's it. We're trying to make sure that seal is perfect before tightening it down. It's looking good. Looks like a pretty solid seal on both ends. Okay. Get the Allen key. They carry it on to this side. All right. Keep slipping off. Loosen it up a little bit. Force it on. Tighten it out. Like that, how it's seating, so I'm gonna readjust it again. You know what? Yes, other than that, make sure these are seated nice and tight on both ends. Good seal overall. I'm not gonna have you guys just watch this whole entire thing. And then just reattaching all your lines. Watch the other videos if you lost track of where these lines are supposed to be, or use the pictures that you're supposed to take a picture, or when you took a picture at the beginning, to know where all these hoses go. Reattach everything, then our last video is going to be the firing up portion. So it's literally doing everything in reverse again, putting everything back together. Hopefully you didn't lose any bolts. If you did lose any bolts and you have any questions, shoot me a message. I'll try to take a picture of whatever I got, and hopefully that'll assist you guys. All right, cool. Well, appreciate the watch. Good luck with your build, and yeah, thanks guys.